The Thames Path 100 2021. I was back this year after the previous year's unsuccessful attempt, in which I got to mile 86 and ran out of time. I walked too much, then sat around too much, and realised there was no chance of me getting to the finish on time, so I threw in the towel and got a taxi home. So I went back to the training drawing board with my coach Damien and worked hard for a year and came up with some better strategies. Less walking and sitting for a start. If you're not familiar with it, the race follows the lovely Thames Path trail from Richmond in London to Oxford. With the exception of a couple of small climbs, it's a completely flat course that sticks to the Thames Path for 100 miles. Being flat makes it a very different race to most 100-milers, which are usually quite hilly. Highlights of the course include some lovely bridge crossings and crisp, misty morning views on day 2. Lowlights include the views of the town as you approach Reading, the stairs over a railway track near to Reading, and the entire town of Reading. But enough about that. Here's me on Saturday morning at the damp but still very lovely Richmond Riverside. Hello, so here I am at the Thames Path 100 start. Down by the Thames Riverside. Beautiful weather today. We've had extreme weather warnings all day, hurricane force winds later. We're going to get drowned. The conditions underfoot are dreadful, but feeling fairly positive as I go down to the start here. They're going to start my chip timer, then I'm going to head off. And the big goal for today is 24 hours. I said that last year and I ended up DNFing, so really the big goal for this year is to finish the race. And I'm going to do some proper running this year, I think, and try and get some early miles in and see how things go, see how I'm feeling, hopefully get to halfway before last year, basically, because I just ran out of time. So, enough chat, let's get going.
Look this way, mate. You've got to go past the timer.
Yep.
So you need to come round this bollard here.
No worries.
And just through that gap there.
Thank you, mate.
Set your timer off.
So that beat means it's going, does it?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Alright, enjoy your run, mate.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Have a good one. Thanks, mate. So, just a windy word on some strategy for this race. My excellent coach Damien Hall informs me that last year's strategy of walking for 3 minutes in every 15 minutes that I run was far too slow, a fact which cannot be denied. So he said run for an hour, walk for a couple of minutes, and that should do the trick. So that's my aim now. We're underway and about 10 miles to the first checkpoint, and I'm going to be trying to have our breakfast on the move. So let's do it. Pretty busy on the Thames Path today. The first 10 miles of the race is always quite busy. The first 20 miles or so are mostly paved, but that all changes later in the race after the field thins out and you're more likely to bump into cows than humans. But for the time being, there are lots of people around and lots of sights to be seen. Here I am at Hampton Court Palace, 12k in, feeling good. This is always my favourite bit of the race, these early kilometres when it feels like you blink and another 5k's down. No doubt later on I'll be looking back on these kilometres with envy. I really wanted to make quick work of these early miles and get to the halfway point at Henley as quickly as possible. The whole footpath was covered in puddles, and while it wasn't quite flooded, it was getting very squelchy out there. So the rain looks to have settled down a little bit. My feet are absolutely soaked though. Two little sponges on the ends of my legs. And this is the reason. It's just impossible to dodge all the puddles. And this is on a well-maintained path, so later on in the race I'm just not looking forward to seeing what it's like in the sloshing mud for about 20 hours. But On we go. Around 16 kilometres maybe, and still feeling good. Checkpoint's coming up in a few kilometres, so I'm going to grab some watermelon for breakfast. See you in a bit. So now we're constantly running into a headwind. 20 mile/hour winds at the moment. It's fairly blustery, but it's going to go up to 40 later. So that's going to be a challenge for sure. Sort of more of a mental challenge, constantly running into the wind, like Mother Nature's trying to push you backwards. So we're on kilometer 32, just approaching the railway bridge before Staines, and feeling good. Going a little bit too fast probably. I've started running with Gabriel here. Say hello, Gabriel.
Hi there, how you doing?
Gabriel's originally from Texas, via a bunch of different cities in the US, and yeah, it's, we're putting down some miles, making the time go a little bit quicker, having some fairly decent chat, and the next checkpoint is around 3 or 4 kilometers ahead, and yeah, the rain's let up. Oh yeah, the rain's let up, we've got a little tailwind, and yeah, everything's looking good at the moment. The legs are doing fine. We shall check back in a little while. So we're just passing through Staines, and I think I overcooked it back there a little bit. A little bit too fast, got a little bit too hot and sweaty. So had a walking break, eat some sweet potatoes, and feeling a lot better now. My legs are still fine, the weather's good, still got a little tailwind, and just coming through past the Runnymede on Thames. I don't know if that's a town or just a hotel. So I think the next big town we get to is Windsor, in about 10 kilometres. It's 12:30 now, so yeah, what can I say except I'm going to try and keep running. See you in a bit. Hiya. Thanks mate, you alright?
Yeah, good. Up the left. It's just a small queue way to go. There's sanitizer on the left.
Kilometer 38, closing in on the first marathon, and I'm feeling very good. Surprisingly, I'm a lot faster than last year, and the legs feel probably about as beaten up. I've just passed through Windsor at kilometer 47.5, nearing the 50k mark. Just saw my wife in Windsor just before the bridge crossing. She gave me some wraps and potatoes, which I don't think that's really needed because I've run out of food. Give me a top up of my bottles. Very, very nice to see her. It's nice to see somebody you know and have a nice smile and to chat, to stop for a minute. The hardest part of the race so far was saying goodbye and carrying on. I know I'll see her tomorrow morning, but it seems like quite a long way away at the moment from this point of view. like seemingly all Centurion races, this one also goes through a church graveyard. Very atmospheric. Around 65 kilometers now, 15k till halfway. Doing my best to stay motivated while running on my own. Sort of leapfrogging with a couple of other runners at the moment. Not sure if I'm going too fast or too slow, but I think I'm roughly on track for arriving at halfway for 10 hours, which means that, yeah, 24 hours is possibly still on. Not quite sure where I am here. I think we've got a potential photography spot here. This could be Stuart March. Hey, you alright? How's it going, mate? You good? This was the crossing that I missed last year. Fortunately, I haven't missed it this year. Better signed, and I was paying better attention. Just approaching the Temple footbridge, built on 1989, when I was 4 years old. .78 kilometers. It's extremely windy out here. Very beautiful. Quite exposed. I'm going to try not to make a pig's ear of the aid station. Last time I spent about 4 months sat there faffing around with my bags. So I'm going to try and just get what I need, done what I don't, get on with it. Hello, I'm pleased to report that I am now in Henley. Checkpoint is just over there. I'm feeling absolutely great at the moment. Thinking back to last year at this sort of time, I was currently hoping that somehow I'd end up being dragged or fallen into the river. Basically anything that would let me DNF at this stage. But I feel great. I just want to make quick work of this aid station and get going and enjoy the good feeling while it lasts. So I'm actually running, well, not right now, but I have been running the last 5-10 kilometers, so yeah, it feels a bit weird to be honest. So let's see how long it can last. Get on to Reading.
My new strategy for this year's race at Henley Aid Station was to avoid even sitting down. I didn't want my legs to seize up or to get too comfortable in the aid station deck chairs. It was around 6 PM by this point, so I changed into my nighttime clothes, grabbed some snacks from my bag and pushed on.
Look at that, sunshine! Who knew we'd get a beautiful sunset today? Wasn't in the forecast. Neither was it in the forecast that I would be feeling good at mile 4. So turn up for the books. No one's more surprised about that than me. I'm even more pleased. Enjoying it while it lasts. Here's something I've never seen. It's Reading checkpoint in the daylight. Still feeling good. 1:58. Don't know why I'm still running. I mean, how? was still running, but I am. It's just field after endless field at the moment. As you can see, the sun's gone down and head torch is going on now. Into the night we go. This is the part of the race that will either make or break me. Let's see how it goes. Reading town centre by night. So here's where things normally start to get tricky. Nearing the 100k mark. So about 60k to go. So this is what it's like, middle of the night. Field near Pangbourne. It's pretty lonely. Just trying to think of reasons why I should give up on 24 hours. And there are quite a lot. Most of them to do with the pain in my leg and the growing sickness in my stomach. But I want this 24-hour buckle. You get a different buckle in this race if you do under 24 hours. And it's been a dream of mine for years to get it.
There's something very hypnotic about running at night with a head torch, and it really does just look like this for hours and hours. Everything is black and white, and you can only see the ground in front of you. Only when you get to a road with streetlights or a checkpoint do you remember that the world still has colour and that other people still exist.
Just trying to eat and drink what I can, whatever tastes good. Put an M&M, chocolate in my mouth. Suddenly felt violently sick, so I spat it out and I felt better immediately. And I ate a piece of pineapple. It felt like heaven, so just trying to just trying to keep energy going in so I can keep running. I'm walking in a minute, but I have been doing a fair bit of jogging. Don't know if I'm too safe for 24 hours. Whatever happens, however long it takes me, I just want to get it over with. I don't want to be out here until midday. I want to be back in time for breakfast, not for lunch. Those 6 extra hours, or 5 or 6 or whatever it is, they just take it out of you. So mentally exhausting thinking about the extra time. Oh yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Have a bit of hand gel upstairs.
Cheers.
How you doing?
Hi mate, I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Just go over to that level for me over there. That'd be great.
This one. Thank you.
So, are we heading out?
Yeah, just like this goes on here to tell you.
Oh, sorry.
That's right. My fault.
Currently going down this mental hill. So steep. Steps. I'm at Kilometer. 112, 113, something like that. And I've been absolutely flying along the past few miles. Don't know how. Don't know how it hasn't stopped. And I'm still on for 24 hours in theory. The maths isn't impossible. If I do make it to 24 hours, it's going to be with minutes to spare. I could quite easily end up on 26 hours, but I don't know. I need to get jogging again. I was just thinking that it's so funny that this is the first 100 that I've felt good nearly 120 kilometers into the race. I think I've got about just
just over a marathon to go, and that's still a long way. I can see how some people love doing ultras now. I've never actually enjoyed myself at 100 before. It's just been about the challenge and wanting to get it right. And even if everything goes pear-shaped in the last marathon, which it might, I'm glad I've got an insight into how ultras can be. It's inspired me to continue. I always thought that ultras would, well, hundreds would always just be this death march with feeling sick, legs dying, and just hell for 20 hours. It doesn't have to be. I haven't really had many low points. I mean, I've had some less energetic moments, but I'm very happy. Normally when I just see anything, it just makes me annoyed. I'm looking up at the stars and it's beautiful, and just, yeah, nice stuff is nice. My blood pressure is good. There's oxygen in my brain. There's calories in my system. And my legs, yeah, my legs are absolutely trashed and they're killing me. But if I do this for about half a minute, it sort of just goes away and I can just jog for a couple of kilometers, which is insane. My longest run in training was like 50 kilometers. How can I run 120? Well, I'm doing it pretty slowly, but still, it's astonishing to me. So I finally get how all you ultra runners out there who do races and enjoy them, do well and jog most of the race, I finally have a glimpse into your world. Who knew what I was missing all these years? Hello. 33 kilometers to go or so, and I am currently projected, if maths is to be believed, to finish under 24 hours. So I've really got to work hard. Basically every minute I can bank gives me more of a cushion. I'm trying to get 24 hours and 100 mile for nearly 10 years now. I haven't done 100 every year, but it's been my goal, working up to it all that time since I started training properly. I'm just so desperate not to let it slip through my fingers. Well, it happened, the wheels fell off, and food station, just with my head in my hands, going, I don't want to carry on. Just let a shiver. Oh my god. Oh, I started feeling very sorry for myself. Realised I had to just get up and get moving. I'm reduced to a crawl at the moment. Just blood pressure suddenly dropped, which often happens with me. Head torch, battery just ran out. I don't want to go back, but I don't really want to go back up. Get caught again, so I'm just navigating my sort of light of dawn. 23 kilometers to go. Earlier on that would have sounded like nothing. 3 hours of running. Now it's going to be a slog to the end, unless a miracle occurs. And I think I can say with near certainty that 24 hours is off the cards. As much as it pains me to say, there's no way I can do it at this pace.
Just after I recorded this bit, two guys jogged past me. One was a race participant and the other was his pacer. The pacer told his runner to jog ahead while he stopped to chat to me. He could see that I was swaying quite badly in the wind and wasn't very steady on my feet. He put his hand on my shoulder and told me in a reassuring voice, "I can tell you're struggling, mate. I can tell you're disappointed you're not going to get 24 hours. But you're out here by yourself and you're moving. Eat some calories. You'll feel better in no time. You're so close to the finish. You'll be there before you know it." Now, I'm not actually 100% sure that this man really existed. Maybe he was a product of my subconscious trying to make itself feel better. Whether or not he actually did exist, these words were exactly what I needed to hear.
Well, the sunrise is nice. This detour isn't so nice. Just fighting the urge to lie down on the grass. I can just death march this in, finish under the car. That is the sad reality of what my race has become. This is an absolute mission. Just trying to stay on my feet. This is what I've got to deal with. My bloody shoes. Got road shoes on. I'm fighting through sticky, ankle deep mud. Got about 8 miles to go, which is about 13 kilometers. So it'll be 3 hours maybe. I just try not to pass out.
Anyone that's done this race in the past knows that these fields never end. It just seems like they go on forever.
Seven kilometers to go. About an hour and a half at this pace. I think every single person I've seen or chatted to in the race has been streaming past me for the past couple of hours. So it's been a nice conclusion in a way to say well done to everybody and seen pretty much everyone finish. Two and a half kilometers to go. Doesn't feel like we're about 2.5 kilometers from Oxford. That lady just assured me that we are. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're nearly there. And it's tempting to say that this race has beaten me and that my stomach wasn't up to it. And I just, you know, and that it was a disaster, but really it's still going to be a massive PB for me. I've had an amazing number of texts and WhatsApp messages all day yesterday and all night and all morning today. It's been absolutely wonderful. My daughter Clarissa sent me a wonderful song. I listened to that for about 20 times. It really got me moving overnight. Messages from my whole family, especially my wife. They're amazing. Really got me through those dark periods. For the last 5 hours or more. No, yeah, I don't know. 6-7 hours, God knows. And now I'm just gonna stop moaning for the first time all day and enjoy this finish. Because isn't that what all this is about? See you at the finish line.
done. Well done.
Valeu, cara. Nice one, man. Excellent.
As always, a huge amount of thanks must go to all of the staff and volunteers who put on this race. Had the lovely lady at the final checkpoint not given me hand warmers and hot tea, I may have succumbed to hypothermia and failed to finish. Again. Thank you to my coach Damien Hall, whose training plan not only got me to the end, but his great strategic tips also got me a PB of 25 hours and 14 minutes. Thank you to my wife for travelling around the country on trains with bags full of food all weekend to keep me company. And the biggest thanks of all to my daughter Clarissa for composing and singing my beautiful running song during the race. It really kept me going and helped me finish.
Good luck on your running day.
Thanks to you for watching this video. I really love chatting to other runners in the comments and hearing about what races you've got coming up. So please do leave a message and say hello.